usually means they want me in South Tulsa. This is not DoorDash. This is Charles's app. Spoofing DoorDash. DoorDash was not happy to find out that their app is being used for criminal activity, illegal access and use of an electronic device, interference with commerce and contracts with intent to coerce, deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce. So this actually means they want me in South Tulsa. It usually means I got some crappy plan down there. Otherwise, it wouldn't, you know, they have things set up in a certain part of town. It's their people. They want to accomplish some sort of agenda that they think will harm me and help Charles in some way. Take my car, pull me over, one of those things. Get a picture of on our doorbell camera. Crappy shit. Something nefarious. So it's the 8th of August and I'm filming today because I need to film. Most people just put this thing on and go work and make money. Not me. It's always a thing. Mr. Perry is getting caught in his crime more than ever in his life because everybody's tired of the problems. Everybody's tired of his drama. Everybody's tired of him making a thing out of nothing and just not leaving everybody alone. So we got quite a bit today, and as long as he continues to give us something to get, we'll get it. Until they use all that to put him in jail. We don't have to deal with this anymore. And believe me, a lot of people are looking forward to that. This is Cynthia Ortiz. It's August 8, 2023. And I'm headed in a different direction than where they have it showing busy because I learned the hard way. Don't go where there's... If they block it off like that, they have something. And it's not going to be safe for me. So, you know, there's certain parts of town I do very well in, and so we'll see what happens tonight while I'm trying to work and make money. See how much they interfere with. How much canned food will they let me make tonight? So I'm scheduled up north at 6:30. So we're gonna let this roll probably all night long and just see what they do. Document whatever it is they do. Sometimes what they'll do is they'll run me all the way down to South Tulsa, use all my gas. Once I get there, I don't get any orders, and then they'll open up the way on the other side of town. So basically, they have me running back and forth all night long, just using up gas. Calvin does that. He tries to find orders that are going to use up the most of my gas, and otherwise I don't get orders. So let's see what he does tonight. Alright, I'm gonna quick refresh this. So remember, the allegations against Mr. Perry is that he's human trafficking. He's sold me to some guys in Houston, realtors, and took half up front, and he's trying to deliver it to get the other half, and then he will disperse that out to everybody that helped him, or he promised money to, I'll give you this much if you help us deliver her. So I've said no to that for years, or at least over a year, and they've missed a lot of deadlines, and so now the allegations are coercion, deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce. He's threatened me with that all day. I'm going to make sure you go hungry. You're not going to make any money. Calvin said the same thing. I'm going to make sure she makes no money. Whether she's dashing her out of the club, I'll make sure she has no money, no food, nothing. So it's interference. Our guys are they're gonna get him. We're the ones quoting them every day. I've never met Calvin that I know of. So we're gonna get. It's going to be a deprivation. It's coercion, but the act is deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce, interference with contracts and commerce with intent to coerce. Commerce is the buying and selling of anything. And illegal access and use of an electronic device that is not yours. And so we'll just grand larceny. Once it adds up to 1,000, I mean, they got a forensic accountant watching what everybody else is making versus what I make. And so you'll see this. If I even get any orders or orders that I can do, they need to be about $1.50 per mile to pay for the gas and the time. You're gonna see orders that will. I mean, the guy's very strategic in how they manipulate. We're gonna take you over here, where you make nothing. You can make nothing, or you can take this order this way over here, and we're gonna use up a whole lot of your gas. A lot of dashers will get orders on the way back. I won't. I won't get nothing. I won't get anything. So I might get an order, but it'll be upside down. So it might be 10 miles and you get paid $2. It doesn't make sense to take an order like that. You're gonna lose money. So you only want to take orders that you're gonna make about $1.50 per mile. That's just food. Grocery store. Those I won't even take really much anymore. I got tired of going into stores that didn't have their shelves stocked well, so it'd take a lot of my time to call the customer and ask them what they wanted to get instead. I don't have time, so it actually doesn't make sense to do that. They put you on a timer, but anyway, it just doesn't make sense to do that, so I really don't do those much anymore, but I wouldn't do them for less than 15. I just wouldn't. Doesn't matter how far they are or how many items they want. I'm not going to do it for less than 15 because I'm having to go into a store, walk in, take the stuff off the shelves if they have it. If they don't have it, call a customer, find out what they want instead. And it becomes very time consuming. It's easier just to wait for restaurant orders. Walk in, get the food, and walk out. And so, see, as you can see, we've been sitting here, let's see how long. $13 minutes, not one order, nothing. So we'll see how long they do that tonight. They do it to me all the time. There'll be other people. I'll sit at a restaurant and watch other DoorDashers come in and go in and get food, come out, walk out. I'm sitting here, I have nothing. So what he's doing basically is, I'm making you broke. You have bills. I'll pay them, but you're gonna have to be trafficked, and you're gonna have to sign my lie, recanting your claims. Yeah, no. You're going to go to jail for coercion is what's going to happen. That's why we're doing all this. We're getting the intel to put you in jail. The more you do it to me, the more we get. You're giving us more to get. It's not hard. It's just math. Aren't you an accountant? I don't know. See, this one's upside down. So remember at the club, I was not making a whole lot of money on stage. One night I was on stage and this kid started handing me money, and his friend pushed his hand back and he said, "You can't tip her." And he goes, "Why?" And he said, "She pissed off some big wig in Texas." And the guy goes, "Oh my God, you know, not tonight, let's go somewhere else." So they actually got up and left. And I complained about it, and a few weeks later, the stage was covered with money. I got a lot of stage tips. So then, as I picked up the money and went in the back. As I was walking back, one of the girls saw me, and she goes, "About time he let you fucking make some money." And I go, "What do you mean, let me make money?" And she goes, "You know, that Texas Center stalker guy makes sure nobody tips you." And I said, "Well, I knew that. I didn't know you knew that." She goes, "Everybody knows that." And I was like, "Oh my God." She goes, "Yeah, no, he limits you. I think for a while he limited you to like 100 to 150 a night. Even on the weekend, he told everybody to make sure she doesn't make any more than 150 a night. If that, he would rent the whole place out and send his 5 guys in and tell them buy from everybody but her." So everybody would get frustrated and talk about it. He doesn't realize that. Like, people don't like him and the crap he puts me through in this either. So I don't know who he thinks he's fooling. He's in a lot of trouble and runs around asking, "How did she find out? How'd she know?" Because we find out beforehand, and doesn't seem to understand what it means that we're finding out. He doesn't understand the why that's happening. I don't think he, you know, Huntington's disease. I think he can't even tie his shoe by himself anymore. All this does is provoke. You know, I'm not going to be starved into a lie. I'll starve, but I'm not going to lie. He's already done that to me for years, 5 years. Whoever commented earlier that he wants her to get nailed on taxes. Well, there's no income. You're making sure she doesn't make money. You run around telling everybody who listen, you're going to starve her until she lies, and she's living off of loans from her ex-husband and her school. Where's the income? What's the income on what is the income tax on canned food, Charles? On your tuna? Yeah, I don't have anything to do with people like you. I just don't. You don't even fit in with my crowd at all. So anyway, you want to do this, we're going to document it and use it against you in a court of law, just like that. See, that one's upside down. There's no profit in it. They'll do this to me all night long. It's very frustrating. That's the point. That's why they're doing it. Remember the results of that is we quote them, they're not quoting us. We have their names, they don't have our guys' names. They have a lot of demands and no leverage. So this is what we got out of this earlier. Hold on. Okay, so we got this because he pisses off his leaks when he takes money. His people say when he pesters her and takes her money, things don't go well for us. We're seeing things happen we've not seen before. And Charles is like, let's do it more, everybody. Okay. So we got that. You know, 4 or 5 things right here that make her more credible than him. And then we got that. We found out that they were saying, "Oh, she's crazy. She's saying this crazy stuff about Holloway." No, that's not at all what I said. What I said was, you were talking about it. We've not proved it out yet. When you said she doesn't go by Natalie Holloway anymore and hasn't for years, and should we move her, that certainly gave probable cause for some more digging. It did not make anything definitive. We've not seen her. We've not laid eyes on her, so... you know, I don't twist my words. Basically, I'm pissed. I'm like, don't fucking put words in my mouth. I can speak for myself. Nope, nobody said anything like that. We said you were talking about her, that you had her. Let the FBI go look in your compound in Houston with beveled glass where nobody's allowed to come and go as they please. Why don't you let them talk to the victims out away from you, where they're not scared? Yeah, you'll never let that happen. You're gonna starve me until I lie instead. Okay, then there's, I'd let them know, not cool for you to twist my words. I speak for me, no one else. I never said that you have her. I said you were talking about having her. Didn't I? You've gotten in some trouble before. I believe when you called the police, when Calvin called the police department and asked them to pull me over, we got them talking about it. And they had, I believe, from what we heard, they had the chief of police or somebody from Broken Arrow go in and say, no, they never called us and asked us to pull her over. And that's not what we said. That's not even close to what we said. What we said is you were talking about calling Broken Arrow to have them pull me over, target me for a pullover. So, you don't even really pay attention to who it is we're quoting. You just run around and try to figure out how to cover it up. And then you get caught covering it up wrong, which is fine with us. You go into court and you have somebody make a statement for the court record, and that statement has nothing to do with what I said. I wasn't quoting you talking to them. I was quoting you talking to each other. Fine. It's so easy, it's not fair. So, Perry's typing in my phone all day long. Cover it up. Take a plane, come, it'll be fine. Perry, you're not my idea of fun. You're not. I decide what I think is fun. I decide what I think is rape, and you're raping me. I decide how you make me feel, not you. I decide who I like and don't. And I don't like you. I don't want anything to do with you. You make my skin crawl, and you know that. So, when we are getting these in every fucking day, you think you have leverage? Because what you're doing right now, interfering with my money, is going to make a bunch of good people get pissed off, and we'll get more. And the more we get, the easier it'll be to get a conviction, don't you think? These are being used in a court of law against you. Charles, you just contacted me again, and I asked you not to do that. When you contact me, we always get more. When you take my money, we always get more. When you cause a problem for me, we always get more. Because you were told to stop. And you can't control yourself. And then there's this last one earlier that we got because he's taking my money. There are 4 or 5 things right here on this list that are very compelling. This is the list. The McNamara email, the Fabian puzzle, these 2 about her car, this one about Mike. They need to prove this didn't come from someone in law enforcement when she says that they may have Natalie Holloway at a compound south of Houston. That is a structure with beveled glass that gives one pause. That if this other stuff is true, the likelihood of that being true is just skyrocketed. Yeah, you gave me credibility. You do. This one, to this list someone talked about, he's listing off the email. The McNamara email that you told somebody you were going to try to do a false arrest to coerce. And you did. I had it before, not after. We're going to take her car. We're going to have it towed and sold before she figures out it's not legal. Then it's wrecked 5 times. People hit me, I didn't hit someone else. The brick, and then people. And then you had my car towed. And we had information of where you were going to have it towed from the day before. And then he's talking about the Fabian puzzle also. And we're getting this information in before. So what he says to this list, what I would add to that, is that Charles Perry's always in Oklahoma and they can't get him to leave. There's all these problems. When someone hits your car, it's a problem. When you are not able to eat and take a bath, that's a problem. When someone would put a woman out on the street, that's a problem. So it just gave me a whole, I mean, he's not having problems. And he's always in Oklahoma, they can't get him to leave. And then you got a dead cop, and you got an almost dead framed cop. So that's a problem. And by the way, that was over her car. So it looks to me like she's telling the truth. In my mind, she's got a whole lot more credibility than he does. It's not like she's in Texas and all this is happening to him in Texas. It's in Oklahoma. He's always in Oklahoma, and this is happening to her. So why in the hell is he? What is he doing up there? I'm sorry, but she has more credibility in my head because he's in Oklahoma all the time and he won't go back to Texas. They can't get him to leave. So I think he's full of shit, and she's very credible. So all of the stuff that you're doing to me tonight, it gets us more of these because you piss off your leagues and you piss off our guys and everybody starts getting to work and digging so that we can use it to put you in jail. This isn't the half of it. Perry types in my phone, I'm fine. No, you're not. You don't know what you are. You don't know the half of it. Because our guys that are getting all this, they'll tell you you're not fine and things aren't better for you. They're getting a whole lot worse. It's just we don't tell you everything, but this right here is a whole lot of intel from right inside your criminal organization that ought to concern you. And it speaks to your delusion that it doesn't. Huntington's disease causes hallucination, delusion, psychosis, paranoia, impaired cognitive reasoning. So you're not able to tell why is it that we got this and what does it mean for you. We're going to use it to put you in jail, sir. It'll be used against you in a court of law. When you do what they say and what you threatened, I'm going to starve you until you lie. I'm going to make sure you go hungry until you lie. I'm going to interfere with commerce and your ability to earn money so that you lie. I'm going to make you say something that isn't true against your will and go somewhere and do something against your will. So, okay, duly noted for the record. Now we record how you do that. Remember, we have a forensic accountant that does this side by side. Here's what DoorDash people get. Here's what Cindy gets. It's not the same. That'll be used against you in a court of law. You don't care. You're delusional. You live in a pretend world. Right? Sit around and watch TV and pretend that's your life. Whoever it is you're watching, me or whoever. Yeah. That's pretty pathetic. You like beating down women? Does it make you feel tough guy when you beat down a woman, starve her? How many of those women at that compound go days without food? You rip their kids away and don't let them see their kids for a couple days because they're not subjugating, huh? Did one try to get away and that happened? Yeah. We know a whole lot more than you think we do. So things are not fine for you and you're not better. It's just you're delusional. You don't understand what it means that we have all this. You don't know what's coming. You don't want to know. You want to live in make-believe. Oh, and he asked me if Judy was a leak. I'm like, oh my God. I'm not told who your leaks are. I've told you that every day for years. It's a need to know. I don't need to know that. But what you just did is piss everybody off, so we'll get a whole lot more. That you have the nerve to ask me for help is outrageous. So we are at 30 minutes now with not one order. He said actually it's been longer. My guy just said, he just texted me, it's been longer because you put it on pause for a few minutes. It's actually been about 40, 45. Yep, that's really upside down. That's a complete loss. Look at that. 11 miles for $5. Yeah. Thanks, Calvin. You'll get us more intel, though. You just bought us more intel. Alright, so we're going to stop it at 30 minutes, not to bore everybody, but we'll keep filming later, but this one I'm going to stop at 30 minutes, so you can see why always broke. It's very different than everyone else. Very, very, very different. We have, like I said, a forensic accountant that tracks all that. I'm going to tell you, Mr. Perry, I'm not going to help you. There's no way. You don't ruin somebody's life and starve them and then go, please help me cover this up. You're off your nut. Things are not fine. You can say that to yourself and everybody else. Things are not better. There's very little that we tell you that we have and that we're doing. So I can assure you, when you say that, everybody laughs. This guy's not all there. We quote you every day. You're not quoting us. We're naming your people. You're not naming ours. So the emails that I just showed came after the. Let me wrap this up. Came after the podcast of yesterday. Okay, we got it right here. You're provoking. And, you know, someone pointed out that it gave me a lot of credibility that you're always where you're not invited, causing problems. That's why we get the help, Mr. Perry. People don't like the problems that you cause. They're very upset from what you do to watching you put me through hell. Very upset. No one cares that you need a lie. They care how I feel. Okay? This is the podcast from last night that person was responding to. Here's our disclaimer. Mr. Perry, you just contacted me again and I asked you not to do that. Creepy Chucky, please stop. When you contact me, we always get more. When you take my money, we always get more. Started with the McNamara email, we quote you every day. Get a grip on reality. There's the disclaimer. So this shows that stalkers use technology to stalk and steal money that doesn't belong to them and harm women, and then go around telling everybody how much power they have. This is what police are supposed to do when they take a stalking complaint. It's other law enforcement officers. So there's that.